How you doing, folks? I'm John Fry. Behind the camera here is my buddy Josh Persotti.
What's up?
Today we're going to be setting a new trap. We're going after some coyotes. As you can see, we got tracks everywhere. They've been chasing around the rabbits and mice around here, the deer. So since this is where they're running, we're gonna pretty much just set up, where we know they're at. What we did is we went ahead and staked in a 6-foot piece of rebarb here. It's actually a fence posting. It's down probably a good 5 foot. That ain't going nowhere. And what we're gonna do is we got a number 2 Duke's trap, 5 3/4 inch jaws. We're gonna dig out a hole right here, and we just want it about the size of the trap here. So I'm just gonna kind of lay it down, kind of just make a little marking so I know how big to dig. Now, it's real important to set your traps to where they ain't rocking around too much. You want to bed them really well, because if the coyotes step on it and they feel that trap rock, then they're gonna know something's up. They're gonna dig it up, and got to work through this frozen ground here. Sorry, folks, we're in Michigan here. We're dealing with single-digit temps, so everything's frozen. Alright, what we're going to do now is use our mallet to kind of level it out, pack it down. Alright, make sure the trap fits. Alright, now what we're going to do, like I mentioned, we're dealing with single-digit temps and everything's freezing up on us. So we're going to take some peat moss here. This is going to help keep the moisture away and kind of prevent the trap from freezing to the ground. Just a little layer, maybe about a 1/4 inch. Just kind of line the whole bottom there. Now, when you set this trap in here, like I said, you don't want it moving at all. So, kind of get it set in there as best as you can. And just very carefully push the dirt in around the edges. Now, the trap's got a little wiggle to it. Like I said, if that coyote feels anything, they'll dig it up. So you really want to make sure it's set in there good.
Now I'm gonna dig a little trench here for my chain. This really isn't necessary, but I think it's a good idea. That way, you know, if they step on the chain and trip over it or whatever, they ain't gonna know something's there. Alright. Now, what I do with mine is I just have a 250-pound dog chain here connected to the end of my trap. Some people put the stake right through the end of their trap. I like this so that way if I don't have any stakes, I can just use the chain to tie off onto a tree or anything like that. And then I just got a little nut here to screw it and secure it. That way, that chain ain't coming off. Alright, now just kind of get that chain down there and cover it back up. Alright, put it back on. It's pretty cold out here.
Yes, you will freeze.
Now, what I do is I take just a little screen here from Old Window. You can go get them by the roll. I just kind of place it over the trap here very carefully. What this is going to do is prevent any dirt or rocks or anything to get underneath your pan and preventing it from going off. Alright, and then just take a little bit of your peat moss here and kind of sprinkle it over the top, fill in this hole a little bit. I like to go about a 1/4 inch, sometimes up to a 1/2 inch. You don't need too much, but you definitely want it covered. Now, what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of the sand here and just lightly sprinkle over. That way just help blend it in a little. Not too much. Alright, now that's done. We're gonna put in the bait. Now, what I like to do is dig a little hole. About 3-4 inches deep. About 1 inch or so wide. You know, it's not an exact science. Just dig a little hole there. And what we're using is just some old stew meat. What we'll do is we'll just pop a couple pieces up in there. And then we got a little bit of just cheap standard dog food. Sprinkle a little bit of that in there, maybe a couple pieces just around, just for them to find. Alright, what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little bit of sand there and close it in, not too much. We want it to stay open, we want them to see the hole, you know, it's a visual thing. Coyotes like to get into stuff. And this is the coup de grace, folks. Being so cold, the smell don't like to travel too well.
So what we're using is a product by Northwoods Bear Products. It's a scent designed for attracting bears. So it's real strong stuff. They got a lot of different scents. What we're using is the beaver castor, and we'll just spray a little bit in the bait hole, a little bit around it, and what we'll do is we'll even spray the hole here, get rid of our scent, just kind of spray it around a little bit. And this scent is going to carry very, very far. So, you know, usually you can have a coyote walk 5 foot by your set. The wind ain't right. They won't get the scent. They'll walk right by it. We've been dealing with it for almost a month now. So we decided to bust out the big guns here. And they're going to smell this stuff from hundreds of yards away and just bring them right in. So, we'll be back with you. We'll be checking the traps daily, and we'll let you know as soon as we catch something. Have a good one.
Thank you.